From her first year of high school, Su Momo had secretly loved Gu Baichuan, the older brother of her best friend Gu Xiaxia. It was a morning when she saw him sitting in the garden reading, sunlight pouring over him like an immortal stepping out of a painting. That single glance ignited 5 years of youthful longing. Gu Baichuan was famously unattainable, the provincial college entrance exam top scorer, a graduate of a top medical school, and by his mid-20s, already a deputy chief physician at a major provincial hospital. He was aloof, ascetic, and indifferent, never giving any of his pursuers the slightest hope. Momo could only use excuses to visit Chiaxio's home, getting close to him while burying her feelings deep in her heart. 5 years passed, from high school through university, from the first blush of youthful infatuation to the brink of despair. Finally, she couldn't sustain her secret crush any longer. On Valentine's Day of her sophomore year, urged on by Xiaxia and her roommates, Kobot decided to confess one last time. They decorated the scene elaborately, and Xiaxia tricked her brother into coming. Gu Baichuan rushed over in his white coat, thinking she was sick. When he saw the balloons, flowers, and the banner reading, "I don't want to hit a dead end. I just want to crash into your chest," his brow furrowed. Momo gathered her courage. "Gu Baichuan, I like you. I've liked you for a very, very long time. Will you be my boyfriend?" Silence. Xiaxia and the roommates jumped out, scattering flower petals and chanting, "Say yes, say yes." Gu Baichuan was silent for a long moment, then said coldly, "Stop this prank. It's not funny at all." He turned and walked away. Momo's tears fell despite herself. Even though she had imagined his rejection countless times, it still hurt unbearably. Her first confession had ended in failure. She locked herself at home for 3 days and nights. Xiaxia dragged her to KTV. "It's just a man, so what? Find another one," but Momo only liked her brother's type. Xiaxia drunk, began rambling, "My brother's 20 and still single. Maybe he doesn't even like women. Maybe what he likes isn't even human." That night Momo, having eaten poorly for days and drunk alcohol, suffered a gastric attack and went to the emergency room alone. By chance, she ran into Gu Baichuan, who was on night shift. When he saw her registration slip, he walked straight over. "What's wrong?" Without waiting for an answer, he took her to his office. It wasn't even his department, but he insisted on treating her. When he pressed her stomach to ask where it hurt, Momo jumped up like she'd been shot. The atmosphere was unbearably awkward. Xiaxia had promised to accompany her for a gastroposky, but at the last minute bailed and asked her brother to go instead. Momo was trembling with nerves. Gu Baichuan, uncharacteristically gentle, patted her head. "It's okay. I'll wait outside." After the procedure, he brought her a bowl of fragrant wonton soup. Carefully picking out every piece of scallion from the egg custard, he remembered she didn't like scallions. A pretty female doctor at the hospital had feelings for Gu Baichuan and invited him to a movie. He refused without hesitation. "I don't like movies, thank you." Yet later, when Momo, Xiaxia, and Song Yuan went to see a movie, Gu Baichuan showed up. He found an excuse to switch seats with Song Yuan and sat beside her. When her fingers brushed his in the popcorn bucket, he held her hand. "Why are your hands so cold?" Momo was on pins and needles the entire time. She couldn't understand if he'd rejected her. Why was he toying with her now? She began keeping her distance. When Xiaxia invited her over, she made excuses not to go. At a dinner gathering, she downed a glass of wine and made a solemn announcement. "Su Momo, from today onward, will let go of my obsession. I'm done pining after Gu Baichuan. It's time to look at the smaller trees around me." Song Yuan was the first to applaud, even more thrilled than she was. Then, to her shock, Gu Baichuan appeared, his face dark as thunder. He'd heard everything. He strode over and snatched the wine glass from her hand. "Your stomach is bad and you're still drinking. Do you want to get worse?" Then he grabbed her arm, pulled her away, shoved her into his car, and drove to the hospital. And then he pulled her into the men's restroom. He locked the door behind him and pinned her against the wall. With his slender fingers, he brushed the stray hairs from her forehead, leaning close enough that she could feel the warmth of his breath. She tried to avoid him, but he gripped her chin and forced her to meet his eyes. Why are you avoiding me? I'm not. What? Lost interest in me so quickly? Want to look at some smaller trees? Is that it? He kissed her. Momo's mind went blank. This aloof, proud goodbye Juan was kissing her. He rested his forehead against hers and, breathless, confessed what he'd hidden in his heart for years. The truth was, from the very first time she come to his home and called him Gege, he had noticed her. She always wore pale yellow dresses and had a soft, sweet voice. Every time she called him that, he felt deeply torn, as if he were execrating the role of an older brother. He knew she liked him. He liked her too. But there was an 8-year age gap between them. He was nearly 30, she hadn't even graduated yet. The day she confessed, his heart had soared, but he didn't want to derail her plans for graduate school, and he feared she was acting on impulse. So he hadn't responded. He planned to wait until after graduation until he heard her say she was letting go, that she wanted to look at other men, and Song Yuan was always buzzing around her like a fly. He panicked. Momo, you need to understand. We're together. I'm in it for marriage. I can't afford to play games. Marriage? Momo had never thought about it. She just felt she was at an age to fall in love. Gu Baichuan gave her a month to think it over. During summer break, Momo went to Yunnan with Axia and Song Yuan. She posted photos from the trip on social media. When Gu Baichuan saw the pictures of her and Song Yuan looking like a happy young couple, he admitted to himself that he had no sense of security. After his night shift, he caught the red-eye flight to join them. When Gu Baichuan appeared before her in casual clothes, Momo was stunned. Rubbing his temples, he said he was tired. She took him to the hotel to rest. The moment they entered the room, he collapsed on the bed and pulled her down with him. She was frightened and tried to push him away, but he only said, "What are you thinking? Just lie down with me." He was genuinely exhausted, his eyelids too heavy to keep open. He told her that Song Yuan liked her. She didn't believe him. He knew Song Yuan could share youth and common interests with her, while he could only watch her moments from afar through photographs. "Have no sense of security at all," he said, his voice growing hoarse. Then he kissed her, pressing closer step by step, ignoring her fear and resistance, and took her. "No, I won't pressure you. Let's just go public first. When you're ready to get married, we'll get married." If that wasn't pressure, what was? He'd already had his way with her. After they returned, at a celebration banquet for Axia's school performance, Song Yuan approached with a bouquet of roses, about to confess when Gu Baichuan kissed Momo in front of everyone, staking his claim. "Su Momo is my girlfriend. Thank you for looking after her all this time, Song Yuan." "The flowers won't be necessary." Song Yuan gave her one long deep look, then turned and walked away. From that day on, whenever Momo was around, he deliberately kept his distance. She couldn't pretend it didn't hurt. She knew that once feelings developed between a man and a woman, it was nearly impossible to go back to how things were. Momo failed her graduate school entrance exam. How could she focus on studying when all she thought about was romance? After graduation, she started an internship at a company. Under Gu Baichuan's gentle but persistent persuasion, she agreed to register their marriage. With the wedding ceremony postponed for 2 years, when the pretty female doctor who had always been interested in Gu Baichuan heard he had a girlfriend, she said, "Sorry, congratulations. Dr. Gu, the iron tree is finally bloomed." Gu Baichuan openly brought Momo to his hospital gatherings, pouring her water and testing the temperature before giving it to her, guarding against it being too cold. His colleagues teased him dry. "Gu is different now that he has a girlfriend. We've never seen him so gentle with any woman." Later, Momo received a wedding invitation from Song Yuan. He had moved back to his hometown, found a girlfriend, and was getting married. She attended the wedding and genuinely wished him happiness. Seeing that he had let go of the past and moved on to a new relationship made her truly happy. Momo and Gu Baichuan moved their wedding forward. When she stood before him in her white veil, this perpetually aloof man was moved to tears, holding her tightly in his arms. Surrounded by witnesses, they completed their wedding ceremony. Xiaxia wiped away tears. Momo patted her shoulder. Call me sister-in-law. After 5 long years, from the first year of high school to the second year of university, her secret crush had finally borne fruit. In Gu Baichuan's chapter, he wrote, "Many women have liked me since I was young. All trying every trick to catch my attention. Only Su Momo quietly hid her feelings in her heart, afraid of being discovered. I admit, I was moved. But there were 8 years between us. Whenever I felt that desire for her, I felt like I was defiling something pure. I planned to wait until after graduation, but she misunderstood, thinking I had rejected her. I couldn't wait any longer. Love you, my girl."